All righty. We have Jen Sullivan here with us. Welcome, Jen.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Thank you.
And Jen, it is so nice to have you on here with us. We talk about you all the time here at iTovi. Why can't you just be more like Jen?
That's terrible. We try.
And just a quick, last time I saw you was not long ago, a few months ago, but the lines to come talk to you were incredibly long.
Yeah.
and so it was nonstop every single day to meet the Jen Sullivan. And then the time before that, I was in that same room with you, which was awesome, out there in your home and seeing your beautiful home.
You're right here.
Super cool. Well, the question is, why are so many people lined up to see you? You've written some books. Maybe tell us a couple things. You have an app out there. Just a little quick intro.
Yeah, I got into essential oils in 2007, so about 12 years ago, and then really didn't understand why it was such a big deal, right? I just used them when I needed them. And then I just started hearing more and more people just getting super crazy about them. And so I was like, oh, really? I use oils. You use oils? What? So we just started talking. And I'm an educator. I've been a professional educator at the collegiate level for many years. So I just started opening my big fat mouth, sharing my information, what I've learned, how to use them properly. I dug in really deep with the science. So I started, people want meat. So I'm really good at teaching pretty much anybody who uses oils. It doesn't matter what company you're from. I have a massive following from every company just because I, clearly use one company myself, but I, like teaching everybody because I think it's just great that everybody's on this wellness path. So I just started allowing that to happen and keep blabbing on. And it just kind of blew up. I've only been sharing from an educational standpoint for 4 years. And it's been amazing. So
you do a phenomenal job. I watch all the content that you produce out there. And the thing I love about you, Jen, is that you're all about educating your customers, and all of it's just like, why is she doing this for free? Or why did she spend all that money or time on that graphic? And she's just giving it out there. So it's a very unique thing to find somebody to provide that type of value. And very grateful to be a part of your world, because we've learned a lot here from iTovi, or at iTovi, from you. So
thanks. That's fun.
You're awesome.
Good job then. If you guys are learning from me, then we're all good.
Yes. And in fact, you do have the most referrals here at iTovi as well.
Crazy.
It's another topic around here we talk about. You have over 300, and which is awesome. And the cool thing too is you're not out there harassing people and, hey, use my referral link to all over the different platforms. But I feel like the thing that you bring to the table, well, one, your massive audience, but you've created that because of the value you give to people. But the other thing is you're telling them to use other people's referral link if they are their sponsors, and hey, use mine if you want. And you created this platform, which is really cool. Before we dive into some of the things that you love about the iTovi app, tell us a little bit more about this referral thing. Obviously, running your own business is not entirely about iTovi. Nobody's is. In fact, when we train people to use iTovi, the focal point are always the products. iTovi is just a means to produce or introduce those products to that individual in a personalized, unique, powerful way. And so even when you're talking in a classroom, right, you're up there talking about the products, and iTovi is running scans or something like that. And it's a follow-up, and it's this really cool experience they have. But it's a lot more than just iTovi. It's a platform. And talk to us a little bit more about just your world and how iTovi plays a little place in that, or maybe some of your team members as well.
Yeah, and it's been a fun thing to be able to not only introduce to customers, but also team members. And for me, one of my things, even like I said about letting people from different companies into my group, is because I feel like we're all learning and we're all growing, and I want everybody to get better no matter what product they choose. And so one of the things for me is I have a no sales thing. It's kind of a protected zone. So if somebody says, I never heard of that product, where do I get it? Nobody's allowed to pounce on that person and be like, oh, here's my distributor number, use me. You'll get banned immediately. And we just don't do that. So we want to feel safe in that group. And so it's the same thing. If I teach a class, I'll say, here's my member number. If you don't know anybody, or if somebody, if you literally found me on your own, you can use me. But chances are somebody knew, you put you in this group for a reason. So they probably sell oils. So go with them. And it's the same thing with iTovi. It's just been something where, you know, so many of us distributors do have an iTovi and do have a referral number. Clearly, my group is my platform. So if somebody doesn't know anybody, of course, that would be my lead, and rightfully so. But if they do, I always say, if you have an upline or somebody who enrolled you that has an iTovi, please ask them. I don't want to ever sound salesy or like my goal is to make money off of people, because that isn't my goal. My goal is to educate people. Now, clearly, I don't know if I were to do the math on this, but I think I give some of the most prolific amounts of information, like consistently persistent on giving tons and tons of content for free. Like I'm doing a class tonight that's fully free and a class tomorrow that's fully free. And I'm not, you know, selling anything. I don't sell my books during those classes. I don't sell things. I'm just giving free content. And I think that's the goal, is that the more people you help, the more they feel like you're their person, and they won't feel like they need to buy something from you. They almost feel like they want to. So like if I ever do have, like I have a brand new book out on supplements, and
awesome.
It's kind of like, here, look, this is an added bonus. If you want, I can't give it to you for free, but so I did a whole like 9 hours of lectures last weekend, back to back. I mean, I was exhausted, but it was free. So I'm like, I'm literally reading from the book every single chapter so that you guys can have it for free with me reading it. But if you want to have it to go back to, you kind of have to buy it, type of thing. So I can't help you there. So that's sort of my goal, is to give as much free information as possible. And so the more you give in a way that is as broad as possible, the more those, you know, people, they just feel like, well, I want to support her because she's helped me so much. So that's sort of, I think, why. Yeah.
Well, and that goes to, you know, you've written a ton of books.
Yeah.
You have your own app that has 40,000 plus downloads. And it's amazing, by the way, everyone. And so I was thinking about, you know, as we were approaching this live, and how you have handled, and I've learned that from you. I felt everything you just said, that's kind of been my perception of Jen Sullivan, is she's very benevolent and happy to give, and just very out there to educate. And by a byproduct of that, you know, it comes twofold, and it just, things lie as they do, right? And you're happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, and I tried to tie in iTovi, and how does that play into how people are using the iTovi scanner?
Yeah. So one of the ways that my team is that way.
Yeah. Let me answer though, real quick before you, because I feel like there are people out there charging for the iTovi scanner.
Yeah.
And they're charging a lot of money for it. And I get it, you know, a one-on-one, you drive somewhere and you want to value your time, sure. If you're ever holding classes, I'd definitely say make it free. But anyway, yes, speak to us a little bit about your time and maybe some of your members and how they're using it.
I feel like if you're in a professional situation, like if you're a chiropractor or an acupuncturist or some person that has a studio, of course, you could charge for that. If you had a staff member that needed to be there to administer it, and it's not something where you're in a class situation, I've told people like $10 a scan. I know some people charge like $40 a scan. You know, that's up to them. And I've always said, you know, if that's something that you want to do and you can do it, go for it. But I've had people like drive who aren't even on my team come over to my house for a scan, simply because like I'm closer to them than their upline. Sure. It's like, fine, come over. It takes, you know, 5 minutes and then you can go on your merry way. So I've actually stopped doing that, because then they want to chat me up, and I don't have time for that. But
for all the people coming to get a free scan, no.
Yeah, totally funny, right? Please don't. But that's something where what has been very helpful for me as a team leader is that I will go to my like my team members' class, and I won't teach it. I'm not good at teaching somebody else's class because I steamroll the whole thing, you know, because I love teaching. So I let them teach, and then I sit in the back room and do scans. And it's a very powerful way for, it's almost like, you know, like little fortune tellers, you'd have some party and there'd be like a fortune teller in the back room.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I am. And it's fun because it's just a quick little, you know, they'll scan. It takes up to about 3 minutes if we do everything, the whole product line. If we just want to focus on supplements, really fast, a super
Yep.
quick scan. And then I can just talk them through some of the things, maybe their top 3 and why they might've scanned for those. But then I show them the app and show them how to kind of like look through it and show them that they'll get an email, and it's super easy. But it's nice because then the report gets sent to them. It automatically gives them our team link. So I say, if you want to join us and learn some more, you can just click that link. And if you want more education, my Instagram handle's on there as well. So it's just free education. So it's a way, just another touch point for my team. It's just been great for that. So that's one of the ways that we use it.
I love that. And you mentioned a lot of things right there. And the iTovi scanner, we try to convey this, is not just a product that introduces products to that person in an individualized way on the report. It's so much more, as you suggested or mentioned. When you email the report to somebody, you can set it up in a way that through your own settings within the iTovi scanner to put your affiliate link in there. You can put your Facebook page in there, your group, and just all of these little things that kind of take that client from learning about those products. Now they can be easily introduced to some of these other platforms. And you can just take them through this world of education. That's a very passive way. And that's one thing, I don't know how you feel, Jen, about that, but one thing I find our customers love about iTovi is that it's a very passive way to talk about products. And I thought of you when I was thinking of this comment, like, I wonder if Jen feels that way because you are so against salesy, like that salesy type person. Yeah. I'm like, everybody wants to get scanned and you leave it up to them if they want to purchase some of those products, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it does, it sells itself. So it makes it very easy for me. And I feel like it's a free scan, free information, free content, and then more free links to more free content. And that's kind of where we want to drive this with people is, look, we are educators. We're helping you learn. Of course, we're selling something. I never want somebody to feel like I pulled the wool over their eyes, right? Of course, I'm a representative and I'm clear with them on that. I think that's where some of the disconnect comes, like, oh yeah, it's all free and easy. Our products are expensive, but they're the best in the world, right? So, and everybody who has an iTovi and deals with another company or whatever, they feel the same way. Like we're very passionate about our products. And so that's where it's important to just make sure that we don't forget that, right? So part of it. And I look at that as a really great sales tool. Like it's just, like you said, a passive ability for me not to be hitting them over the head with sales. And a lot of my customers, I know you guys even have the buy now link, buy iTovi at the bottom. Yeah. I have many customers, many of the people who have signed up are customers of mine who aren't distributors. They don't sell anything. And they just want to be able to scan their family members like once a week. I know some people scan once a day, some people scan once a month, but it's, helpful for them to just have, and they buy it for themselves. So.
Absolutely. That's super cool to hear your thoughts on that. One thing about our app is it's not perfect. Hopefully everybody understands that. And
our app is.
You're
always working on apps. Yeah.
You understand glitches, bugs, content's wrong. And so as we've rolled out this new app 3 weeks ago, it's definitely not perfect. And we're continually iterating every single week. In fact, my partner, Kurt, popped into the office about an hour ago into my office here and was like, dude, did you see this? Did you see the new app update we got? I'm like, yeah, yesterday I was all over it. I was sitting there with their product manager and team and we were just like, yes. So cool things are coming and we get excited around here. And so as you guys are coming across those bugs or things that are imperfection or not perfect, just be patient with us. And I just want to throw that in there because, you get that as well. About the app now, coming in back to like kind of do you have any, I talk about how you can set your own products now and so you could, oils I own, or, we have that new case now that's really cool that has samples around it. And if you scan somebody, you can scan for maybe just those products and give them samples right there. But there's lots of different ways. Do you have any things, parts of the app, or maybe even the whole experience of iTovi, in addition to what you've already said, Jen, that you want to mention?
I love that you're putting in different resources and some educational pieces in there because that wasn't in there before. There was, but not. You're kind of expanding, right?
Yeah,
and so it's like
no third-party stuff in there before. So you're right.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool to see some of that it's a more of a robust app. So I love that, and it's you guys have done a great job. It's very pretty. So that's important too.
A lot prettier now.
Yeah. And you've got the heart section, so you can kind of like share things for later or whatever, but products that you love. And it's just good, like the groupings and being able to have my group in a team and just different things like that to be able to see things quickly. So it's very good.
Cool. Good. Well, Jen, it's been awesome having you. You are the group that you specifically run. Can you mention that for us? The
Sure.
big one?
Yeah, it's the Human Body and Essential Oils. And like I said, it's open to anybody. Yeah. I have a ton of like our competitors in there, and they all know, like, we just don't get into bagging on each other. We just share content, and I, share as much information as possible. And I think that's why a lot of them are in there. But then I also have a lot of online companies that are in there that aren't direct sales.
Sure.
It's great to have them in there. So it's just facebook.com/groups/the human body. Very easy to find. And anyone's welcome to join. And then I have my author page, which I do content on as well. So like tonight's class, I think, is in the human body group. And then tomorrow's class, or the other way around, I'd have to look, is on my author page. So you just look up Jen O'Sullivan author. So it's just facebook.com/Jen O'Sullivan author. And that's all free content. And my Instagram is all free content. So tons.
Yeah. I thought it was important to mention that because I know we're going to get comments. What group are you guys talking about? And so just let's throw that out there, let everybody know. And that's awesome. I'm a part of it. It's a really cool group. And again, like I said, we've learned a lot just from that content. And so it's fun to watch. Circling back just before we head out here, the referral thing we touched on, I think that just to give that a little bit more emphasis, it comes back to providing value to your customers and clients.
Exactly.
They're going to follow you if they feel like you have genuine, sincere motives.
Yeah.
If you're truly trying to educate them and help them. And by default, if you're providing value, whether it's through a class, through driving to somebody to do a free scan, through providing educational information, it's the whole experience that customer has. Jen's done a phenomenal job at that. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you guys can't too in your own way, right? You don't have to have a huge group of 500,000 people. But you can start getting to that fifth referral, that second referral, start making a little bit of money, get that lower monthly monitoring, that lower monthly payment down. Yeah. If you're putting in that same type of value or an effort to your immediate groups, right? What do you say?
And it's brick by brick. Like you just look at each person as an individual. And, we even have, like, if a person comes into my group that is not with anybody, doesn't have a friend, I actually try to send them a little welcome message. And it's part of it is if you don't feel connected, we want you to feel connected. And I think that's part of the benefit of some of the direct sales companies, because we really do look at least I do. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I really feel like, when you're servicing someone, and even with iTovi, like I had to call them the other day to, I had just a small little glitch on something, and it was super simple, right? You guys answer the phones. You guys actually walk you through. The guy stayed on the phone with me through the entire scan, and I scanned for all the products. So I did the full 3-minute scan. I'm like, it's almost done. Sorry, super awkward silence here. But that was great because it was all fine. It worked out perfectly. And, that's a level of service that is the same in line with how I service my people. I almost to the point of almost obnoxiousness where I say, when you're ready, reach out to me, because I've messaged you several times and I want to make sure that I'm available and that I'm here for you and that you can text me and call me anytime. And that's important for my customers. So I love your customer service aligns with my customer service. So thank you guys for that. And I called not telling them who I was, by the way. I called and I didn't text you. I didn't say I need help with something. I called customer service. And once again, you guys have been around for a while now. And once again, your customer service was amazing. And so that, I'm kind of a secret shopper sometimes too.
Well, you got to be. You want to make sure you're not just loving iTovi just to love iTovi. Like all of a sudden, you don't get that same effort. You probably wouldn't do a Facebook Live with us.
Yeah.
So, hey, Jen, thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
To see your smile.
Thank you. Good to see you.
When I said hi. And you guys, thanks for joining us today. We're going to get to some of these questions that I assume that are coming through, and appreciate everybody watching in and joining us. Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.